Alright, hello everybody. Today's flight is from San Francisco International to Honolulu. Got the aircraft at the gate here. Been getting it set up. It's a very foggy and hazy day in San Francisco. It looks pretty sweet. It's one of the high detailed airports that comes with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Got some solar panels on the roof there. Alright, in case you haven't already noticed, we are rocking a retro United Airlines livery here. I don't think you're going to see these in the wild anymore. But the reason for this is several years ago, whenever I actually did take a trip to Hawaii, we flew United Airlines in this old livery. This is before they merged with Continental Airlines. We did not fly an A320neo. We flew, I believe it was like a 767. But no 767s in Flight Simulator just yet. So, gotta work with what we got here. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get the ground services wrapped up here. Go ahead and stop the baggage. Stop the catering. We're already loaded up with fuel. We are pretty heavy today. We're carrying 174 passengers, and we have about 15,000 pounds of fuel. Actually, no. 15,000 kilograms. So over 30,000 pounds of fuel today. Quite a long flight. It's over 2,000 nautical miles. Flight time is around 5 hours. So this probably do a live stream up until cruising altitude, and then cut it off and probably start up during arrival. Just because we're flying over the Pacific Ocean, there's not going to be a whole lot to look at. Alright. It's a pretty cool animation on the cargo door going down there. Alright, we've already done our external walk-around check, pre-flight check. Aircraft seems to be in good working order. Alright, let's go ahead and board the aircraft. Disconnect the jetway there. Got our APU running back there, as you can hear. And let's go ahead and hop inside the cockpit. Alright, so jetway's disconnected, baggage and catering are complete, aircraft is fueled and ready to go. Since we already have our APU running, we can disconnect from external power. Okay. Alright, we'll be getting ready for engine start, so we'll turn our beacon light on. There's no ATC online right now, so we're just on Unicom. So we'll just announce what we're doing here. Right. Which direction are we going to face? Let's get our charts. We're going to face to the south.
Oakland traffic in here 350, 10 mile final runway 28, 10 miles. Okay.
Alright, our call sign today is United 2340. So we'll go ahead and do a radio call here. San Francisco traffic, United 2340, pushback and start, face to the south. San Francisco. All right. We'll go ahead and start the pushback here.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Alright, he's getting set up there with the tug.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
Alright, so we got the bypass pin installed. That prevents the hydraulics from trying to steer the nose gear, so you can freely steer the aircraft. I'm going to take the parking brake off. And we will go reverse.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Parking brakes are released.
So we're going to taxi back here,
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
push back in that direction.
It will start in the sequence.
Right. Moving back. Go ahead and do ignition switch to start. And bleed gets diverted from the air conditioning to start the engine, and we'll go ahead and start engine 1. Take a look at our display there.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking
Alright.
brake set.
Got our park brake on.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect.
Alright,
See
we
you
got
at
a
the side. Have
good
a
engine
good
start
flight.
on engine number 1.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and start engine 2. Got our hydraulic pressure, pumps pressurizing. Cool, 3000 psi on all 3 hydraulic loops. Thrust levers are idle, should have checked that before startup. back. Let's go ahead and get our weather radar set up here. System 1, predictive wind shear. Get our transponders set. Go to 2000, TARA. Altitude reporting on. Transponder on, TARA 2000 squawk code. Okay. Alright, we got a good start on engine number 2 as well. Alright, we'll go norm on the ignition switch. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our APU off here. Lead off, master off. Go ahead and get our taxi light on, runway turn off. We'll go ahead and get our landing lights on as well. Alright, we'll go maximum auto brakes for a rejected takeoff. Arm the speed brakes. And we'll go flaps 1. Alright, we'll do our flight control check. Right, neutral, left, neutral, down, up, neutral, rudder right, rudder left, neutral, and then to our right, to our left. Okay. And also do speed brake check. Okay. Do a little passenger view here. Alright, flight controls checked. We'll ding the cabin.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
And we'll do our takeoff config button. All green, no blue. Configure for takeoff. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start our recorder. I'm actually going to enable developer mode so that we can get the replay. We'll go ahead and get that recording. Cool. Alright, that's recording. Got the other recorder working just in case. Alright, the departure procedure today is really simple. There's no speed or altitude restrictions, so we're clear to go. Straight to our cruising altitude. Alright, just gotta figure out where are we taxiing. So we're doing Mike 4. We'll do Mike 5, Mike 2, Alpha 1. Just write that down. Mike 5, Mike 2, Alpha 1. That's a runway 01 right departure. All right. San Francisco traffic United 2340 taxiing to runway 01 right via taxiway Mike 5, Mike 2, Alpha, Alpha 1, San Francisco. Let me just check our winds again here. Yeah, heading 010 at 5 knots, so direct headwind at 5 knots, so nothing to worry about. Alright, let's go through our checklist here. Got our taxi clearance. 2 feet on the brake, parking brake off. Alright, release from the brakes, and we're a little heavy today, so we're not rolling right off the bat. Let's see here. Looking for Mike 5, should be off to the right. Probably that one. Alright. Let's give it a little juice. And we're moving. Alright, so we got live weather on, but unfortunately it is so hazy that I don't believe we're going to be able to see much on the departure, which is unfortunate because the departure route flies over some pretty cool spots. Alright, let's get our charts up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Basically taking off to the north, flying through the bay, right along downtown and right over the Golden Gate Bridge, and then climbing on to our cruise altitude. But we might get a little breakout and get to see some cool stuff that way. But let's go to our airport chart so I can see where I'm taxiing here. Basically all the way till it dead ends and take a right. Right. Some more juice. Our takeoff weight is 75,000 kilograms. So we are pretty heavy for a A320. Okay, I was just checking on something. Had to come to a stop there. Alright, yeah. Give it a little juice. Go back idle on the throttle. Start steering to the right here. Super foggy. And of course, we're flying on live weather. It makes it interesting. Get different weather all the time. It'd be boring if the weather was the same all the time. Alright, we'll be going off to the right here a little bit. Taking our left here onto Alpha 1. Alright, we're going to be holding short right here. Get our parking brake on, do some final checks before takeoff here. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our strobe light on. Get our packs off for better performance during the takeoff. Alright, packs are off, strobes on. Alright, we'll set nose light to takeoff. Alright, we'll start the chrono. Alright, we'll do our autopilot check here. We got 36,000 set for cruising altitude because we're going straight up to that altitude today. Managed heading and speed. Right after takeoff, speed should automatically set to 250 knots. We'll check on that, verify that once in the air. And managed heading should fly runway heading until above 520, and then it should track the navigation path. All right, just gonna remind myself of the flow here. We'll go forward on the stick, 50% throttle, take it up to flex MCT for the takeoff. Well, you know, this is a short runway. I'm gonna do toga thrust on the takeoff today. So we'll do toga thrust. Excuse me. At 500 feet AGL, we will verify the autopilot is in the correct mode, track the flight director, enable the autopilot, and at 1500 feet AGL, we will reduce thrust to the climb detent, make sure we're accelerating to 250 knots, and monitor our airspeed to attract flaps at the right time. Alright, so we're going to make our radio call for the takeoff here. long flight. We're heavy. Got a long distance to go. Let's get out of here. Just remind myself of the departure procedure. Night 3 departure. Okay. San Francisco traffic United 2340 departing runway 01 right on the Night 3 departure San Francisco. Alright, get our park and brake off. Verify we're ready for takeoff. We are, just check through this one last time.
San Francisco traffic United 605 holding short of runway 1 right for departing traffic.
Alright, we got a guy waiting on us. Alright, there's our runway. Start lining up here. Didn't realize we had a guy waiting behind us. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're lined up. Forward on the stick. 50% throttle. Engines are stable. Takeoff thrust set. Airspeed's alive.
Oakland traffic, American 720, taxi to runway 30. Oakland traffic.
V1, rotate. Pause the brake, gear up. Autopilot on. San Francisco traffic, United 2340, airborne climbing for 1000 for flight level 360, San Francisco. Alright, lever climb D10 on the thrust. We are accelerating to 250 knots. Oh, yep. Just had the wrong D10. I'm used to only going back one D10, but we had an extra D10 to go back to since I went to toga thrust. Alright, gears up. Disarm the speed brakes. Can't see anything, unfortunately. Alright, we're about to reach S speed here. Go flap 0. So we got gear up, flap 0, spoilers are disarmed, auto brakes disarmed.
San Francisco traffic United 605 taking off runway 01 right.
Got our flight level clearance today, following the SID. San Francisco is like right there, and Golden Gate's
Oakland traffic, King Air 350 taxiing to runway.
Got a breakout though.
28 right, Oakland.
Climbing at a very good rate of climb, up to flight level 360, nav mode.
Oakland traffic, American 720 is taking off runway 30 at Whiskey 3. 30 at Whiskey 3, Oakland traffic.
Alright, let's get an outside view here. You can sort of see cloud. There it is. There's downtown San Francisco. The Trans-American Tower. There's the Golden Gate Bridge. Trying to see. There it is. There's Alcatraz. Right there. Very cool. Just trying to figure out which view I like best.
Oakland traffic, American 720 is airborne off runway 30, departing to the west and south. Oakland traffic.
Oh, go ahead and make a radio call here. San Francisco Traffic United 2340 departing, climbing through 12,000 for flight level 360, departing to the west. We are Hawaii bound. Last call, San Francisco.
Oakland traffic, King Air 350. Clear runway 28, right? Airborne.
Got a little rainbow going on there. So we got to see a little bit of San Francisco on the departure there. So otherwise, it's just too many clouds in the way. But if you've ever been to San Francisco, you've likely seen similar weather. I guess those are islands or ships or something. That's cool. Alright, we're flying into the sunset. Sun's going to outpace us, so we'll eventually see it set here. Alright, we passed through 10,000 feet quite a while ago, so got some stuff to do here. Get our landing lights off. Get our seatbelt signs off. Let people walk around. And passing through 18,000, we will go standard. Alright, we're about halfway to our cruising altitude. Got climb thrust set, auto throttle on, autopilot on, throttle climb, open climb, altitude armed, nav. Airspeed bumped up to 290, like it should have. Airspeed good, vertical speed good, altitude good, flight mode enunciators all correct. Let's zoom out on our navigation display here. go. Shot right there. Alright, say goodbye to California. We have thousands of miles of ocean ahead of us. Clouds are starting to dissipate out there. We forgot to turn our packs on. Get those on. And cabin altitude are good. Cabin altitude just refers to, like, so if there's a cabin altitude of like 3,600 feet, the pressure inside the cabin is the same as it would normally be at 3,600 feet normally. Except we're not at 3,600 feet, we are at 23,000. So the aircraft doesn't fully pressurize to atmospheric pressure on the ground because it's not necessary. So just partially pressurizes to keep enough oxygen for people to breathe and not pass out. Alright, we got our packs on. Standard on the altimeter. Go ahead and calculate our top of descent here. Chart. Okay, pull up the arrival chart for Honolulu. There is, that's our first altitude restriction. First altitude, it's all above, so let's take a look at the the approach plate. Just say we want to be, not that one, we'll just say we want to be at 4,000 by RABs. Alright, so we got 36,000 minus 4,000, that is 32,000 feet to lose. Get my calculator up here. Times 3, 96 plus 10. Alright. So we'll do 106 nautical miles before RABs. Down to 4,000. Alright. So we'll stick progress page, we'll stick RABs. And yeah, see, we have 2,050 nautical miles to go before RABs, and that's just direct line. We are taking a bit of a curved path, but this is kind of worst case scenario. It just ensures that we start our descent with plenty of time to spare. All right, so let's do a little math here. 2000, 2045 nautical miles, minus the 106 before wraps. So 2045 minus 106. Oh man, look at that headwind. Oh man. We have a just shy of 130 knot headwind right now. And we're not quite up at our cruising altitude. So I'll actually hold off on doing this calculation until we're at our cruising altitude and our ground speed stabilizes. I don't know how we have such a fast ground speed with that much of a headwind. Seems a little high to me. Alright, what do we got going on? That's in here. People using text instead of voice. Alright, what frequencies we got here? We're on Unicom, LA Center. There's two LA Center controllers, it looks like. Just be on Unicom though. But we don't expect any ATC on the way, and I'm going to set the autopilot while we're en route, so I'll be stepping away for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM. I already said it was final call, so I don't need to sign off or anything. Alright, we're disconnected from VATSIM. And another thing I want to do is to stop the recording, and I want to save it. Let's go to the desktop. KSFO departure on the desktop. Yep. Flight Simulator has managed to completely freeze up, so I was about to stop the live stream anyway, so I'm going to spend some time getting this set back up, and anyway, when we're getting close to Honolulu, I'll start the live stream back up. Alright, anyway, that's it.